The moment should have shattered her. Instead of defending herself in desperation, Kesha simply gathered Emma into her arms and whispered, "My little one, you know in your heart I would never take anything of yours. And the people who truly love you will never try to confuse that heart." Her calm dignity cut through the air like a blade. The quiet wisdom in her voice stood in brutal contrast to the calculated cruelty of the 5 women who had cornered her. David, watching from the doorway, felt the weight of what he was truly seeing. This was not just petty jealousy. It was racial prejudice weaponized into a systematic attempt to break the spirit of his employee and emotionally poison his daughter. That night, while the candidates celebrated what they believed was their final victory, Kesha's phone rang. It was Diane, her voice edged with electricity. "Sister, you won't believe what I found out about your new friends. And the best part? It's all on public record. They are much more vulnerable than they think." Across the mansion, David sat in his study, scrolling through files he had been quietly gathering. His jaw tightened. Enough was enough. He had watched, documented, and now he was ready to act. Before anything else, he needed to speak to the woman he had once underestimated, a woman about to discover that she had allies far more powerful than her enemies could imagine. Kesha's every moment of grace under fire had not only strengthened her resolve but revealed a mind capable of turning cruelty into fuel. She was the kind of person whose gentleness hid the most devastating weapons: truth, proof, and a refusal to be broken. The Friday reckoning David called a special meeting. He invited Dr. Angela Morrison, child development specialist, Diane Williams-Johnson from CNN, and Marcus Thompson, private investigator. The 5 women arrived in pearls, silk, and smug anticipation, convinced they were moments away from being chosen. "Ladies," David began, his voice coldly polite, "before I announce my decision, I'd like to share some interesting findings." Victoria leaned back, smiling. "We're listening." The screen lit up with the first headline: "Charity funds diverted, Victoria Ashworth named in audit." "That's a lie." Victoria exploded, color draining from her face. "Is it?" Diane's voice was sharp. "I'm Diane Williams-Johnson, CNN. I verified every word." David clicked to the next slide. A lawsuit. Priscilla Montgomery sued for racial discrimination against 3 black employees. David, this is out of context? Context? Marcus cut in. "I'm a licensed investigator. These are court documents, public, verified." One by one, Christina, Rebecca, and Amanda's faces appeared beside damning headlines. Medical malpractice, tax evasion, hostile work environment. "You're all systemic predators," David said flatly. "And I have documented every attack you've made against Kesha." He pressed play. Their own voices filled the room: racist remarks, sabotage plans, and the staged teddy bear incident. "This is an invasion of privacy," Victoria barked. David laughed, bitter and cold. "In your own words, in my home, plotting to destroy an innocent woman?" Dr. Morrison stepped forward. "I evaluated Emma this week. She shows a secure, restorative bond with Kesha critical to her recovery from past trauma." Emma was called in. She ran straight into Kesha's arms. "You're not leaving, are you?" "No, sweetheart," Kesha murmured, holding her tight. David turned to the 5 women. "Kesha Williams has a degree in education from Clark Atlanta University, 3 specializations in child development, and impeccable references. You assumed she was just a cleaning lady because she's black." Victoria made one last desperate play. "David, think of Emma's future." "I am thinking." David cut her off. "Kesha, will you marry me?" The silence was thunderous. Emma squealed with joy. "Now Kesha will be my real mom." The 5 women stared, pale and speechless. "I'm marrying the most honest woman I know," David said. The woman who loved my daughter while you schemed out of prejudice. Diane's camera rolled. This will be on the air Monday. Racist socialites exposed, the fall of 5 elite predators. Oh, and one more thing, David added as they tried to leave. I'm suing you all for conspiracy, slander, and attempted character assassination. My lawyers are ready. Journalists swarm them outside. Their phones lit up with furious calls from clients and family. By nightfall, their names were poison on social media. 2 years later, Diane's exposed became a journalism school case. Study on racial discrimination. Victoria lost her inheritance. She now folds sweaters in a department store, recognized daily by customers who know her disgrace. Priscilla was disbarred. Rebecca's architectural firm collapsed. Christina's clinic shut down. Amanda sold her hotels to pay legal settlements. Kesha, meanwhile, flourished. With David's encouragement, she completed her master's degree in special education and founded a scholarship program for underprivileged children in music and the arts. Emma, now 9, played 3 instruments and spoke fluent Portuguese, taught by Kesha's grandmother, who now lived with them. A baby brother, David Jr., slept in Kesha's arms as she reviewed letters from scholarship recipients. When Emma asked why the mean ladies tried to send her away, Kesha had answered, "Some people are born with everything and think that makes them better. But kindness and cruelty can't live in the same heart. Cruelty always destroys itself." On national television, when asked about the controversy of marrying Kesha, David laughed. "Controversial? I married an educated, multilingual woman who saved my daughter, runs a foundation helping thousands of children, and understands love better than anyone I've ever met. If that's controversial, the problem isn't me." Emma, proud in the Gindi schoolyard, told anyone who asked, "My mom's the bravest woman in the world, and she makes the best chocolate cake." Kesha's greatest revenge had never been ruining her enemies. It was living so fully, so joyfully, that her life itself proved them wrong. That Sunday, she walked toward David and the children playing. In the garden, the same place she had once been humiliated. The grass was green, the laughter real, and her victory undeniable. Sometimes the best way to defeat prejudice is not to fight on its terms, but to live a life so abundant that it rewrites the rules entirely.